Welcome to Big Bold Moves, Abundant Life. I'm so excited for today's conversation because we're talking about confidence, connection, and truly stepping into who you are. Today I'm joined by Barbara Smith White, who brings such a beautiful blend of experience from dance to education to building a business that helps women feel confident through personalized style. And now she's expanded that into a full look good, feel good experience. This conversation is warm, inspiring, and full of those little moments that remind us what's possible. Barbara, I always love to start here because it sets the tone for everything. And my biggest question on Big Bold Moves Abundant Life is how do you define abundance?
Typically, the first word that comes into my mind is having a lot of something, but I think it's about also having and doing a lot. Abundance for others, giving to others. Abundance also to me is success and joy that you find in your life and the things that you do.
Great answer. And I want you to take me back for a moment and what brought you into the work that you are doing today. We know all about Cabi. We know Cabi is such a big, important part of your life, but we always like to know what brought you to that part.
The fashion and the clothes was the first part. Also to supplement my income, having kids going into college. And then my profession is education and helping students find solutions. And I felt like it was a nice fit with helping women find solutions for their body and their figure and what looks good. And when you see somebody have that joy, whether it was a student that the light bulb went on, or for Cabi when they found an outfit and they loved it and they felt really good, then that brought me joy. So it was using two of my skills together and empowering women to feel good about how they look. When you look good, you feel good.
I'm so glad that you said that. And that's going to take us into another question in a few minutes. But before we get there, I know that you and I have known each other for a very, very long time. And it warms my heart just to think about the families that we have come from and the things that we've done over the years and having such a rich background. And I say that when I specifically talk about you, the things that I learn about you, I know that we just spent some time together recently about being a dancer and doing some of the things that probably were life-changing opportunities, along with working in the school system and then now building your own business after retirement. How much fun is that? When you look back, what were some of the big, bold moves that you've made to reshape your journey to where you are today?
How far back do I need to go?
You can go back as far as you want to go. I want people to hear
Um,
your story just because I know that by doing this, it really helps other people. It inspires other people to maybe do some things on their own. So go back as far as you want to go.
I know you always use the word fearless a lot of times, and I think growing up, my parents taught me to be fearless. I'll always do something once because you don't know. And I'll try anything, and then the things that I like, I stick with. And so I'm not afraid to jump in and try something new. It's got to bring you joy. And I also like it to help someone else. That makes me feel better. I guess sometimes I don't know if I think of them as bold, but it's just moving forward in a situation that arises. I like to make connections with people. I like to be around people. I'm very social. So being in education, you work with a lot of different people. Cabby just gave me an opportunity to just do some of the things that I like to do. Do I find them as bold? I think of it more as taking a little bit of a risk or trying something new that looks interesting and exciting. And so the connections that I've made over the years with people, and I see what some of their needs are, whether it's somebody that just needs somebody to listen to, or they like to feel good, whether it's makeup or clothing or just bringing joy to other people. And so just jumping into anything that looks exciting has always sparked me.
Do you feel like you could share with our audience your experience with your dancing? What was
Since I was like 2 years old, and always I just fell in love with it. I had an opportunity. There was a defining moment. I was in college and I was studying dance, and I was either going to continue further with the State Ballet of Rhode Island, or I was going to join Arthur Murray School of Dance and become an instructor. And that was an interesting decision to have to make, but I have a tendency to be very loyal to people and places. And I felt like I wanted to continue that journey with the ballet. And I'm still involved today. I moved up the ranks to principal dancer, and then up until I got pregnant, I stopped performing, but then went back and did some cameo pieces, and I'm on the board of directors. I've choreographed for them. I run the merchandise table, and again, lifelong friends since I was 16. And I still have those connections with the company and the dancers. It's like a family. When the director had a child and then they had a child, and we still all hang out together. Same with my cabbie business. I made a lot of connections, and some stylists have retired, but we're still friendly. So it's really about the connections.
And that's why I wanted to ask you that question because I know that was such a big part of your life. And
Mhm.
I think that if we can all trace back to some of the things that we did when we were younger, we could really be able to embody such joy in our life if we did the things today, we're a little bit older, let's face it, that
Right.
really brought us joy back in the day. And I can look back on my past. I talk to people all the time, and it seems like you are in your lane when you're doing the things that you've done when you were younger. And those are the things that we did, like you said, fearlessly because we didn't really
Mhm.
know what could hold us back and we didn't listen to all the chatter. But I feel like with you talking about your character and your loyalty to where you are today has really shown up in your cabbie. And I've been to a couple of your cabbie events, and you work hard when you do those, but I see the people that you work with and the connections that you make. And it's been a bit of time that I've been in your space doing that. We live in different states, of course. So tell me about your cabbie, and I want you to talk about your wear and share. You have that kind of that umbrella of that feeling, and it says a lot in those few words, but it feels warm. It feels relationable. What does it mean to you really when you're in that space, when you have those women in front of you?
So what drew me to Cabi first, obviously, was the clothes. And it was interesting that I always got compliments on the clothing that I wore when it was Cabi. And so that sparked me into dipping my toe in being a stylist. And then when I delved into the background of the company, it was founded by 10 women about 25 years ago that were fearless. They had no idea what they were jumping into. One of the woman, Carolyn Anderson, who really was the brains behind the operation, was in fashion, and she understood how women like to shop. And they built a company based on what women need, women want. And part of that was connections. And they are the 10 women that originally founded the company are still involved. And that says a lot. And then they have the Heart of Cabi Foundation, which they started years ago, where they help other women in underdeveloped countries in the United States. They've already to date have donated over $70 million in either product or financial assistance. So it was like merging a couple of my interests, connections, giving back to others, and fashion. It's a perfect fit. And you can work the business as full-time if you want, part-time. You really have so much control over how you want your business to look. I like that. You're not competing with anybody within the company, you're just competing with yourself. So if you spend 24/7 doing this, then Good for you. I was doing this a part-time beside my full-time career, and it worked. I like to be busy. I think you do too. We always have all these irons in the fire. It's good. It was good. And it's still good. Even as a retired educator, my kids say, you're busier now than you were before. Maybe I am, but I get to just do the things that I truly love to do and at my own pace. Sometimes I get up in the morning and I'm having my coffee and I'm scrolling through my emails, doing a training, and I get to do it whenever I want and wherever. And I like that flexibility.
Absolutely, yes. We're not busy. We'll find something to keep
Yes.
us busy. So, specifically with your, I know Cabi is what your focus is right now. As you mentioned, we talked about you being retired, and what a great joy that is because it's like a little hobby, but it's taken it to the next level. So, the women that are behind Cabi, that's amazing. Women empowering women. So the question for you specifically, and of course it's your own business, who is your audience? Are there women that you see in this particular season of their life? How do they find you? How do you find them? What does that look like for you?
With social media, that's always a big plus. Once I have a fashion experience and then you meet some other women, you start out with your family and friends, and then they bring a friend and they bring a friend, and then they have a show and you meet all these other women. And it's Rhode Island. So there's 2 degrees of separation. So you always know somebody who knows someone or has had the same experience. So when you're around women that have children that are juggling, have aging parents, have just life that happens, it's easy to make the connections. And there's never any pressure when anyone comes. Just come. You just learn what's out there. Come and have a glass of wine and just relax. And I think the not putting pressure on anyone to have to buy makes it easier for women to then say, hey, maybe I'll invite a few friends over and we can do this. And I like that. And one of the greatest compliments I had ever received from a client was, I like that I'm on the shorter side. We all have situations where we're not 6 feet tall and a size zero. And you wear the clothes that look good on you. And you don't make me feel like I have to leave and buy something. And I said, no, I said, Cabi is about making you feel good inside as well and looking good outside. I don't want that piece of cabbie to be sitting in your closet and then you look at it and go, oh, regret. And so I'm honest with women when I might say, don't spend the money on that particular thing. Get something unique and different that you're going to love and wear. And they appreciate the honesty. And I think that's helped me be successful in this. But once you try to have a cabbie piece that you love, you get hooked. I know you love your Serenity tees and they become go-to pieces for people. And then every year it's about building your wardrobe and working off of the pieces that you have. And you're building your wardrobe like you're building your connections with other people. And I get a lot of enjoyment out of that.
And I do. I love those teas. I actually put them on and I'm thinking, okay, do they come in this and do they come in that? So we need to talk about that later. But I know that is so you when we talk about how you get into their space. And it's not about pressure, it's not about anything, but come on in, sit down, relax. My question to you is how do you help a woman who feels stuck in her style or maybe has just lost a little bit of her confidence for her to reconnect with herself? And we talk about this particular podcast, Big Bold Moves, Abundant Life. In a bold move, like you said earlier, it may not be something that you even define as a bold move, but to wear something out of somebody's comfort zone that flatters them crazy amazing, but they don't feel it for themselves. How do you jump in and give that confidence or help them to see their new confidence, help them to see what is possible?
And that can be tricky. A lot of times, if they have a particular color that they like, or if they're a print person. A lot of times people don't want to wear something bold and flashy. So you start with something simple and then you add a cute jacket, or you add the belt, or even cute pair of earrings. And depending on what style pant you have, whether you wear a short jacket or a long jacket, do you want to hide this or that? And so it's really knowing what's going to look good on a particular person and then putting an outfit together. You don't want to just leave them with a great jacket, but there's no bottoms, right? Because then they'll go home and they'll be like, I don't know what to wear. So it's trying to piece those things together and then throw in what a trend is. Some women don't like to wear something that might be leopard or really bright, but when they put it on and some of the, I wish I should record some of their expressions because they're like, wow, that really looks good. And I'm like, yes, you too can look great in that. What color looks good and brings out that beautiful smile? And so it's just gently doing that. I could put 10 outfits together, but it's scaling back and say, okay, pick one piece that you're going to really try and rock when you wear it. So when you put that on and you feel that confidence, that's the piece that you're going to pick. And a lot of times I'll tell them just start with one and then we can build from there. And it usually works.
Talking on that point about building, and I know that Cabi's got incredible quality and timeless
Yes.
pieces. And I know from my experience with you, you're so good about explaining everything over and above the look of everything and how it makes somebody feel. But they're really intentional about taking one piece and the next season they'll build on all the different colors and all the different styles so that they're timeless.
Yes, and that was the other thing. So with Cabi that I love, because if you, and I'm going to say the color purple because it's my favorite. If you buy, like this sweater is from a season a few years ago, but if they use this color this season, it's exactly the same dye lot, even their blacks and their classic navy blue. And so every spring they do navy blue, they'll do a pant and a jacket. Then the next season, maybe they'll do a shorter jacket or a skirt instead, but it's the same navy blue and it matches. So those pieces just spiral from season to season. I like to shop, so I've gone to consignment stores and I've bought older pieces of Cabi that have purple in them. And it's the same color tone. So you can never go wrong. If you buy the olive green or orange, it's the same color scheme throughout. So you are truly constantly building this wardrobe. And that's a testament to Cabi because not every company can say that.
So, getting into a color conversation, Barbara, you recently partnered with a global leading skincare and color cosmetic company to expand what you can offer to your clients. What inspired you to take that step?
Yes, I have jumped into the Mary Kay business as well. I have been wearing Mary Kay since high school, and I thought this would be a fun thing to combine together because I love their makeup, especially their lipsticks, their eyeshadows. And I'm like, wouldn't it be fun when somebody has that great jacket on, say, hey, this lipstick would be great, or your eye makeup. And I just thought it was a great pairing. And when I dipped my toe in and been reading about the company and their philosophy, and Mary Kay was a phenomenal woman back in the day, starting a company that women weren't in the business world like that. And it's a testament that this company is still going strong. And there's similar philosophies about building connections, the product and how they stand behind it, the quality of it, and the way it makes women feel. Because when you have that perfect lipstick, or you put your face on and you feel good and then you have a great outfit. I think that's what women like. I'm excited for the next that this adventure.
That's
Hey,
amazing.
what I have nothing to lose, right? I'm fearless. I'm going to try it. If it works, great. If not, I still have fabulous clothes and makeup.
That's right. That's right. When you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you look good. So it works both ways. And what a great compliment. We talk about how do things make us feel internally, but you really feel a confidence shift when it goes a little bit deeper than that. And specifically for women, I feel like you get to a certain time in life, whether it be you're raising a family or you're working 48 hours a week or whatever the case may be, sometimes, I don't know who may be listening to this and can agree, you might find yourself putting yourself on the back burner and everybody else comes first and you're last. Talk to me about shifting of confidence, whether it be sitting in front of you with a new outfit or maybe that new lipstick or something that you've experienced in your career or over your experiences where you can actually see a confidence shift in front of you.
I think Cabi has helped me with my confidence in being stylish and being in fashion. My mother was always dressed well. She always liked to make sure she had the earrings in the pocketbook and instilled a little of that in me as well. Sometimes you just need a little help with that. You need someone that says, that looks nice on you. That looks fabulous. When I put on Cabi, a lot of the things like they'll put an outfit together. So there's the jacket, the blouse, the belt, and everything coordinates. So you don't have to necessarily think. You can keep that the lookbook, or as we call it, the book. I tell the women, leave it in your closet. If you're not sure what to put together, just look at the outfit and just mimic that. And then you start to learn, oh, I could wear these pants with that jacket and top. So it's given me confidence in learning, and they give you the training. There's a lot of training on that, on what fits right and on what body type. And that's where that confidence comes in. So now when I look at women, depending on their body type, I know what can look good and enhance the things. Just like certain shades of makeup, eyeshadow, or lip color enhance your smile. So again,
This episode is brought to you by Fearlessly Debt Free. Do you have great income, but the debt just doesn't seem to be going down fast enough? Just know that you are not alone. At Fearlessly Debt Free, I help people just like you pay everything off: credit cards, loans, even mortgages, in half to a third of the time, for half to a third of what you owe. And no, this isn't budgeting, it's not debt consolidation or bankruptcy. It's math, it's strategy, and it's automatic. And it works. How would it feel to be completely debt free and to start building incredible wealth much, much faster? Schedule your free Debt to Wealth discovery call today at fearlesslydebtfree.com and take your next steps fearlessly.
and it comes over time. It's like anything else. The more you do it, the better you get at it. The other thing I say with women is wear it and own it. If you want to wear that bold jacket or something very flamboyant, fine. You want to do that bold red lip, go for it, but stand there with confidence and own it and move forward. And it's good to see when women get out of their comfort zone and build their confidence in their choices. And if not, what do you have to lose?
That's right. Yeah. I love just hearing your passion when you talk about your experiences is so great. And we get into a comparison game and just let's embrace who we are. Do we have a little extra here and a little extra? Who cares? We've got to have that confidence because people feel confidence. They feel if you love who you are, we can tell. We can see that in you. And we just have to sometimes talk to ourselves a little bit to give us a little smack to keep us moving forward in the right direction.
Well, so badly because I think we are so hard on ourselves, and some of us are sometimes so self-conscious. that it's just nice to help women just feel good in their body. I'm barely 5 feet. My daughter's 5'7". Everything can look good on her. But things can look good on every body type, and it's just learning what that style or outfit is going to enhance what you have. And I feel the same way with makeup, is it should enhance your beauty and your assets. And women just, and this is what's nice about Cabi, is because you're in someone's home or my home, and you're surrounded by a couple of girlfriends, and then everybody's like, oh, that looks great. That looks great. Oh, okay. So then that brings you the next step, which is you've already tried it on in front of someone. I'm not afraid to say, you know what, that's not the best on you. Why don't you try this? And it's so fun sometimes just to hear everybody compliment or say, no, try this instead. And I think that's the beauty and success of Cabi, is that you're doing it with people that you love, your friends, and a glass of wine, and it's comfortable. And then you're shopping for things that you really need and are going to wear. So very few returns.
That's great. So a party would be women coming together or an experience, or I don't know if you have a different term for it, but if you are not somebody, maybe somebody's listening to this right now and they're thinking, oh my gosh, that sounds amazing, but I'm in X country or X state and Barbara's in Rhode Island. What would that look like if you do something virtual for an audience or for a client or potential client, or is it face to face only?
No, we do Zooms, we do virtual, we can do we call them fashion experiences. I've done them where some people are in another state and we can do a Zoom, and the racks behind me, and I can show them up close, try things on for them. I do a lot of personal appointments where a woman might just want to come for an hour or two and tries everything on in the collection. They make their wish list, and sometimes every month we'll put an outfit together and it gets sent to them. I do a lot of personal appointments or small fashion experiences. It just seems to work better with people's schedules. But certainly we have great videos that I can share on the Zoom call as well. Zoom has been a great invention technology wise to help us to get the message and the brand out there. I have traveled. I've traveled down to Florida. The Cabi stylists are great. I connected with another stylist who let me borrow her clothes and went and did the fashion experience there. Oftentimes, I'll put a few pieces together and drop them off at someone's house and say, try it at your leisure. Where there's a will, there's a way.
So every journey has challenges, and it seems like you're in this journey. What has been a moment in your business that stretched you, and what did you learn from it?
Time is always precious, and we get wrapped up in our daily lives with our children, our families, different things. I find that sometimes the noise from everything around you, I really have to carve out Cabi time, right? So I have my calendar, what appointments, who's doing this when, and then I have to schedule Cabi time every day, because otherwise I'm doing laundry or I'm over here. And then all of a sudden, because you're working from home, which you are, home takes over. So it's really important. I have learned that if I don't carve out the time every day, and maybe it's just a half an hour, maybe it's an hour, but it's like the workout. If you don't put it in your schedule, you're not going to do it. And in the beginning, my team leader used to talk about her calendar. She said, put it on the calendar, X out the days that if it's a holiday or someone's birthday or someone's got a soccer game, put it in there so you know that time is already scheduled. but then schedule your time for your cabbie. Certain days I try to do follow-ups. Certain days I try to do the catch up on any cabbie trainings. I make a list of women I want to reach out to. And so I think that was really focusing on scheduling and carving out the cabbie time has helped me be a little bit more successful and organized.
That's great. Yes, I feel like you're right. We get so distracted with so many things. If it's important to us, we really have to put the time aside for sure. When you look at your chapters in your life, and there's been many chapters, there's dance, education. You were in education for a long time, and now your business. Do you see that there's a common thread, like we talked about earlier, where you're doing something that may relate to what you did when you were younger? But do you see that there's a common thread that runs through all of those different things to bring to where you are today?
Yes, it's funny you say that because I was thinking that the other day. You really have to find what brings you joy and recognize it. I think back even when I was dancing, and I always taught dance. And I used to love to teach it. I had these cutest little kids. I'd love to see the joy. And parents would say, they just love dance. And I said, great, they might not be a professional dancer, but they're our audience someday. I want them to go and enjoy. If they're not going to be a dancer, they're going to support the arts. When I look at education, I was a school counselor. My job was helping the students to be successful in school, helping them with tricks and scheduling and time management and understanding that things happen, but there's always a way to move forward. Again, finding what works for you, find what you love to do. That's where you start to find your path in life. You have to base where you want to be later on based on the things that you love. And from there, you don't know what's going to come from it. And so I find, like with Cabi, again, it's doing the things that I love to do. I love to help people. I love fashion. I like to be busy, and it just fits. So it's really about, for me, when people find joy or build their confidence, whether they were a dancer, a little half pint who finally did the pirouette, or the student that finally figured out how to use his strategies to be successful in the classroom, or a woman who put on that outfit and figured out how to make it look good and how to style, whether you pop your collar, pull your sleeve up, but just finding different little tricks of the trades to be successful. I think that's what really brings me joy in life, when I see that smile on their face for whatever reason.
That's the common thread. Find the joy.
That's the joy.
So we always like to encourage with some words of inspiration. And for someone listening today who might be on the edge, they're on the tip of the edge to starting their own business or making their next bold move. Could be confidence, it could be a career or stepping into something new. So many times things are presented to us. What would you want them to know?
Don't be afraid. I never thought of myself as a fashionista. And I sometimes chuckle when someone says, oh, you're always so put together. I'm like, are you talking about me? Right. And so I would never have thought that back in the day. And makes me feel good. And I think with Cabi, they're offering opportunities for women at all levels. You can go in at the ground level and just do a little, or you can do a lot. And they're listening to women and what their needs are. They're flexible. They're offering this wear and share collection where you don't have to buy the whole line. You can start small, and they're helping you with little baby steps to build your business and get what you want out of it. And everything is different. Everybody has different time restraints, busyness in their life, family. It can fit in. If you love fashion, try it. what the worst that's going to happen is you're going to end up with some really nice clothes. And when I just think even about in education, when I switched from being a classroom teacher to a school counselor, and I was like, can I even do this? Yes, I had the education, but the training and then the doing are two different things. And you just have to try it. I don't think you can lose because there's always a lesson or something you gain from trying something. And the more you try things, the more you realize and hone in on what it is that you do like. I've always been an optimistic person. The glass has always been half full, thankfully. And with my faith and helping other people, how can you not be successful? So, my advice to anybody is if you have an interest and you love something, try it. You just have to try it because you meet amazing people and the connections that you make, and you realize that a lot of women are in the same boat. We all have our lives that we're juggling, and when you have other people surrounding you, it just makes it a little easier.
Well said. Is there anything that you want the audience to know about you, contacting you, or what a next step would be to move forward with a conversation?
I am always available to just have the conversation and talk. I'm going to be upfront. I'm going to be honest. I'll answer any question that you have. It can't hurt to have a conversation. And if you Google Cabi, you can learn about that. I've been buying Cabi for almost 20 years. I've been a stylist for 11. And this is a no-brainer if you want to dip your toe in this program. Minimal cost up front, and they give you a lot of training, and I'm always a phone call away to help.
Barbara, thank you for the gift of your time and sharing your heart with whoever's listening. I just say nothing is by accident. We did have some struggles to try to get done. We're all over the place. But you know what? Good things come to those who wait. And it's been
Yeah.
a really great conversation. I hope and pray that whatever we put out there, that women can embrace it. Just embrace who you are. Know that there are other women in the same court as you that want to support and encourage and lift each other up. So thank you for the gift of your time, like I said. And I'm excited to see what the next chapter looks like.
Thank you. And thank you so much, Lisa. You're always a breath of fresh air, and your beautiful smile and kind heart always comes through.
Barbara, thank you so much for sharing your heart, your journey, and your passion for helping women feel confident and seen. What I love most about this conversation is the reminder that confidence doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes it's beginning with one small shift, one new choice, one new piece, one moment of saying yes to yourself. And to everyone listening, you are worthy of feeling confident, supported, and fully yourself. Thank you for spending this time with us on Big Bold Moves Abundant Life.
We're turning pressure into power and fight. From paycheck to purpose, we rise above. This is your moment, it starts with self-love. Big bold moves, abundant life. Fearlessly debt-free, step into the light. One decision away.